So today I'm going to teach you proper foot placement when playing Pump It Up. That way you can not only move faster, but you're also going to save a lot of energy so you can hit more difficult patterns, and that way you can play more difficult songs. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actual foot placement while you're on the pad. You don't want to have a wide stance like this. You want to play a little bit more closer towards the center arrow. That way you're not wasting a lot of energy. You can move and hit faster patterns. If you didn't know, each arrow has 4 sensors in each arrow. There's a top, a bottom, a left, and a right sensor in each arrow. So you don't actually have to step all the way out here on the middle of the arrow. Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of energy moving this far. You can actually just touch the corners and it's going to register because the sensors are in the corners. So you can move a lot more efficiently and hit a lot quicker patterns if you're not making those huge movements. So you may have heard people talk about the heel toe technique. What that means is you're just using your heel and your toe to trigger the arrow rather than your entire foot. If you're stepping way out here with your entire foot, it's such a long distance to move and you're not going to be able to hit those faster patterns. If you're just using the front part of your foot, right here, just your toe, to trigger the front arrow and then the heel to hit the back arrows, you can transition from the front and back arrows very quickly. And same thing with the center arrow. If you just turn your foot sideways to the heel and the toe right here, you basically don't have to move at all over these 2 arrows. Over the back arrow, if you're transitioning from yellow and blue, you're just hopping over this little small section with your heel like that. So all you gotta do is just pop your heel back and forth rather than moving your entire foot when you're doing a run or a transition like that. That way you can hit a much faster pattern. So when you're trying to get used to using the heel toe technique, obviously arcades are going to have better machines or worse machines. The worst machines are not going to be as sensitive. You may have to press a little harder or move a little bit more. You just kind of have to feel it out. But when you're getting used to the technique and trying to move less and less so that you can be more efficient, what you want to do, say you're playing, your normal range is like the highest you can play is like a 9 or a 10 or a 15 or whatever. You want to start playing like level 4 and level 5s. Just starting out really slow. Don't worry about like twisting and doing all the patterns and stuff. Just stay facing forward and really focus on trying to be as minimal as possible. Trying to just see how little you can move before you actually don't trigger the arrow. You kind of want to see how much you actually have to move, and then getting used to hitting the arrows while playing like that. And then once you get a little bit more comfortable with the movement of like using your heels and your toes and moving a lot less, also like not lifting your feet super high while you're playing, that's helpful too. You want to try to minimize that as well. But once you get better at doing that, then you can start leveling up, playing like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever level that you're at. You kind of just want to gradually move into it. That way you allow your body to adjust to it. Because once you start getting to the faster stuff again, you may go back to your old habits again, your bad habits of moving too much. So one other tip I want to throw in here real quick. It's a much more advanced thing to think about. But when you start getting a little bit better, you can use this technique. You want to think about these little metal spaces that are on the pad here and use them to your advantage. So when you're hitting like drills or certain patterns, you can actually put your toes on the metal part and just use your heels to hit like drills and certain other patterns. Like I'm hitting from the blue to the yellow, I'll just actually keep my toe on this section. I'm just transferring like that. I'm not actually lifting my foot. I'm using that metal part because it's already a little bit raised to help me kind of transition between the 2 different arrows. That's a little bit more advanced. You'll get used to it over time. Like I said, just start with the heel toe technique first and then kind of move along to getting used to using the metal, and then we'll talk about other advanced techniques that we can do in the future as well. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I am going to make more videos to help you improve and teach you some more advanced techniques to help you play harder songs. I know you see a lot of these higher level players just doing insanely difficult stuff, but there is a method to everything that we're doing. I have been playing for over 20 years, so I'm going to teach you everything that I've learned over those years to help you play the best that you can play and help you achieve some of the goals that you're trying to achieve. So just be on the lookout for those other videos, and I'll see you next time.